Why are there so many songs about rainbows?
Meow, meow, I love you, but gotta stay in there. Ding dong. We are moving. Let me tell you, yesterday was a close call. I really thought I was going into labor. Like, for real. That didn't even make sense. You guys, I've got so many things to tell you. It's ridiculous, and there's just so much to get into, so we just gotta get into it. Let's go. I'm gonna snap us into the video. Here we go. Ready? Woo! Welcome back to another episode of Eggs with Meg. I'm so happy to have you guys here. Every time I film my last video, I think, I wonder if my next video I'll be pregnant. And this time, I'm really wondering that because we are at the final stretch. My due date is 2 weeks. 2 semanas. 2 weeks away. And I am so excited. We went and did the cutest little 4D ultrasound pictures, and it just makes it all feel so much more real. So as excited as I am for his little debut, I am not going to complain if he comes late, honestly, because we've got so much going on right now that, you know, even just a couple days to plan and prepare will make all the difference. But whenever he comes, we're excited. But with Dawson, I was like so eager for him to come early, and with this one I'm like, you swim around in there, you have fun, you play with your friends, umbilical cord and placenta, and you come when you're ready, you know. We are spreading our family wings and leaving Salt Lake City. I can't believe it. I mean, we're not going far, we're just going to Willow, but I'll tell you all about how that came to be and the story behind it, because there was there was just divine fingerprints all over our decision to move and build, and I can't wait to share it. Alrighty, so for my Eggs with Meg craft time, I've been working on this pom-pom pillowcase, and I saw a lot of inspiration for this type of decoration online, and I was like, okay, I can easily do this. So all you're going to need is a white blank canvas pillowcase. I got mine from Joanne. And then just all these fun assortments of pom-poms. Take my yarn, and I'm just going to go ahead and take the needle, and I just went ahead and threaded it, tied a little knot at the bottom. You're going to go ahead and connect about 10 to 15 strands of yarn. I don't know if you can tell, 10 to 15 strands, bottom and top. And then I used white yarn for the bottom, and since this pom-pom is pink, I just used the exact color, but just in thread rather than pom-pom yarn to reinforce it. And I'm going to go ahead, and I like to do the crisscross method, where you do, and then you pull it really tight so that it stays. Then you do it one more time. And you guys, you could easily recreate this with hot glue. It doesn't have to be with a needle and thread. I've just been trying to work on my sewing skills for my Eggs with Meg crafting, so I've definitely been trying to put my sewing skills into practice. And then you're going to just go ahead and tie it off in a knot. And I just use my teeth. Pull the string off. And there you have it. A little happy pom-pom pillow. How fun is that? Yay! And like I said, you could easily use hot glue. I just felt like with my little boys, they love to pull pillows and play with all the things that mom loves. So yeah, as you can see, it's not perfect. There's, you know, some strands and things, but I kind of love the imperfect fun messiness of it. And like I said, let me just show you a close-up. I started making this a couple days ago, and then I was like, oh, I didn't even film it. And so, sorry that I just showed you the last pom-pom, but it's okay. I actually had no idea how it was going to turn out, so I'm kind of glad that I waited. But you're just going to take different strings of yarn. I don't know if you can see that. And there's about, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I think I used on this one like 15 or 20. And then to make sure that the yarn stays, you're just going to twist it. Another tip is you want to open the pillowcase and buy one that has a zipper. That made all the difference for me. This is just the blank canvas one that I got at Joann's that comes with a zipper. You unzip it and then you sew from the inside. So I make all my stitches and my seams. Oh, that's blurry. Hang on. So I make all my stitches and my seams on the inside. See, I'm terrible. Like, it's completely not even, but it's fine. It looks cute, and it's a party pillow, and I can't wait. This is actually, you guys, going to be used for my Eggs with Meg new and improved studio in just a few months that I am designing and putting together, and I just can't wait. There's going to be lots of color and fun, so yeah. I love the way this turned out. I don't actually have a pillow I can stuff it with right now. Let me go see if I can find something so that I can show you guys the end result. So I've been having a lot of thoughts, and I wanted to share them with you today. And they're just kind of random. They're kind of all over the place. I've received a lot of really cool inspiration from so many different things this week. So I'm excited to just talk about all of it with you and share our really special experience that has taken place over the course of these past, I don't know how long. But there is a reason that the word dead is also found in the word dedicated. Because sometimes dedication can bring a lot of fatigue and exhaustion, spiritually, physically, mentally, you name it, it brings it. And to say the least, I feel like in this journey of where we were going to really plant some roots down, where we were going to raise our family essentially, I've been quite dedicated. I felt the impression really strongly last year that we were supposed to move. And I didn't know where and I didn't know why. And I think I've explained this before, but sometimes when the Lord gives me really big revelations, he starts out with just small inklings here or there. He doesn't overwhelm me all at once. And I am so thankful for that, because it's so much easier to digest and understand when it's just given me line upon line. And that's just how he communicates to me. And so I've tried to keep an open mind to, okay, where are we supposed to be? And you guys, when I say this has been one of the hardest, longest, frustrating, heartbreaking, fulfilling, exciting, thrilling changes and experiences, I am not exaggerating. I have felt every emotion on the spectrum these past couple of months. And I'm gonna tell you the story. Ready, children? Okay, start time. Here we go. So, what time is it? Story time. Okay, so I believe it was because it was around Dawson's birthday. It was last December that I first had that prompting and that inclination that we needed to move. And so Brandon and I sat down, we, wrote out all of our finances and our goals and worked out budget plans and things like that. And we're like, okay, we're going to be serious about finding a new place. We also knew that we were going to have another baby. We had very clearly received that prompting just a few weeks before. So I was excited because I was like, okay, this is good. We're going to have another child, and so we're going to need just a little bit more space anyways. And so it wasn't too much of a surprise. Like, this is just kind of the phase of life that we're at right now and where we see our future. And so we just really sat down and made a plan. And one thing that my mission taught me is that a goal not written down is a wish. That was actually Albert Einstein, but somebody quoted that on my mission. I believe it was my mission president. Shout out to you, President Haney. And so we decided to write down, you know, our goal of how much we wanted to spend and how much we were going to save, and just anything that we thought we wrote down and then we prayed about, and we would consistently do that for months. And then COVID. COVID just really messed up a lot of things with the stock market. There was a lumber shortage. There was all these issues and problems, and I just kept kind of feeling this desire, like, how cool would it be to build our own place? Like, wouldn't that be so cool to create something that we're gonna live in forever out of nothing? Like, that was just always such a big desire in my heart. But I also knew that that was gonna be a little bit more pricey. So I wasn't too set on it. I was open to whatever the Lord wanted. You know, if he wanted us in a fixer-upper that we could fix up, if he wanted us to build, like, whatever the Lord wanted, we were gonna do. And that was just kind of how the cookie crumbled. I already said that today. That's just my phrase. Let's see. Okay, so fast forward, we were talking to Brandon's parents, and they were saying that they had a lot that we could potentially build on, and we had to get it subdivided, and they were so kind and gracious to give us that opportunity. I was literally bawling when Brandon first told me. Like, I was absolutely bawling, because what a tender mercy, and Brandon had never really thought about it, and I had never really thought about it either. And so I was really feeling like, okay, this is what we're supposed to do. Like, I feel good about it. I don't know if it was just my desires kind of trumping the Lord's desires, because I still kept having this thought, like, oh, that's so exciting. We get to build, we get to be close to family. But there was just this thought in the back of my mind that we weren't supposed to be in Salt Lake City. So, and I knew it was going to be a long process. My dad is a contractor, or former contractor, and he built his house, and he's built other houses, and he explained, you know, this is going to be a long, expensive process. We're going to have to go to the city and get permission. We're going to have to get it subdivided. We're going to have to develop the land and pay for sewage and piping and electrical hookups, and it was just a big, overwhelming process. And here I am, like, in my first or second trimester of pregnancy, thinking I can conquer the world and do it all, and I found out very shortly I could not. And I'm so thankful, again, just, I can't say it enough, for the help of my in-laws and my parents, and just all of our family members that were so supportive and gracious, that wanted to help us achieve this. Like, it was just so kind, and they were so wonderful. My dad would go with me to city council meetings where we would present our idea, and they would continue to turn us down. And I just felt like left and right, I was hearing no, 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 no. But every time I prayed about it and asked the Lord if this was right, I was feeling yes. And that's kind of where it goes back to, I don't know if I just wanted it so much, and I wanted the answer to be yes, that's what I was hearing. Anyways, so fast forward. So I believe it was June, it was May or June, where the decision was final with the city. They just said, this isn't going to happen. And I was devastated. I was so sad, because I wanted to be where the Lord wanted me to be. And for whatever reason, I was feeling like it was there. And then I had the most distinct impression that that's not where we were supposed to live. And we're not supposed to be in Salt Lake anymore. And I don't know why, because my whole life I never really thought about moving away. I guess I always knew it could be a possibility. And during the time I was so heartbroken, I wasn't thinking very rationally, and I just was like, I don't understand, like, everything's falling apart. It was coming together, and now it's falling apart. And there was like little glimpses of hope here and there that things could work out, and then they wouldn't. And then I don't know if you guys have ever tried to get qualified for a mortgage or a loan, but it is such a process. It's hard enough with one company, but I think I went through 9 or 10 companies this year, just submitting files and paperwork and tax refunds, and then the IRS was taking forever to get our tax refund back because of COVID, and just like, there was just so many stops and halts. And it was so confusing because I felt like, you know, we needed to be on this journey, but this journey was just full of stop signs. And I was like, I don't understand. I want a green light. I just want a green light. So anyways, then I was feeling like, okay, well, we're not supposed to live in Salt Lake. If there was anywhere else in the world I'd want to live other than Salt Lake, you know, where do I think it might be? And so then I think I can only describe this as like a little bit of a midlife crisis.
Just decided, you know what, we're gonna go to Texas. We're gonna move to Texas. I've only visited Texas one time, mind you. It was for Sister Presley's wedding, and I fell in love with the people and the culture. Not the culture, but just the hospitality and the way that they went about their life. And all these strangers were so kind to us. And I was like, yeah, Texas, that's a way to move. But then it was California, and then it was, I don't know. I
was just presenting all these ideas to the Lord. And it felt like what I could describe as with the brother of Jared when he presented an idea to the Lord and he said, okay, touch these stones. You know, here's my ideas. Now I need you to consecrate them. I need you to give them light, to give them power. And that's kind of where I was at. Like, I was presenting all these different options and ideas to the Lord, and I was like, okay, which one? Like, which path should we go down? And there was a couple of weeks where I didn't hear anything. I just felt such a lack of clarity. And it was so interesting because it was during these weeks where I think my mom and I had attended the temple every single week in July because we were so excited it was in phase 3. We scheduled for every single week because we're crazy. And we just love being there. There's no better place to be. I miss it. I want to go back next week again. But anywho, I would spend hours in the slush room, combined that whole month, hours, and just asking for clarity. Just, I'll do whatever you want me to do. If you want me to move to Africa, I'll move to, you know, just telling the Lord, like, I just need a little bit of direction because this is such a huge, huge, huge decision. I just need a little bit of clarity. If not a green light, I just need a yellow one. Like, I just need to move forward. I need to feel like I'm progressing in the direction that wants me to go. And for weeks, nothing, no clarity. It was not coming together. And then I remember one specific time I was having a conversation with my dad. He was my realtor through all of this, and holy cow, you guys, there's no one better. I'm just gonna make a quick plug for my dad. If you guys are looking for a house or considering moving, there's no one better. He is so experienced and so wise, and he has all these tricks and tips up his sleeve that are gonna save you a bunch of money. And I am just so fortunate that he was able to be our realtor. So call Fabian Zulo. I'll put his number right here. No, I won't put his number. He won't like that. But I'll put his name, and you guys can look him up or message me and we can work something out. But anyways, so I was talking to my dad about revisiting the possibility of building. And I just wanted it to feel right because it's a big decision and it's a scary decision. And I wouldn't say permanent, but we're going to be there for a good couple of years. So we have to like it, and to just drive up and feel that and be given that clarity. It was the first time where I was given that clarity. And as we were walking through the home, I just was crying and I couldn't understand why. And I just looked at Brandon and he looked at me, and as this guy that was showing us around was explaining everything, I mean, it was checking all of the boxes and some we didn't even think. Like, this building company does the landscaping in the front yard. That would have easily been $10,000 to do landscaping. So I mean, there's just so many ways that we could save money, and it just felt so right. It just felt so right, and I just was bawling. I haven't stopped. Every time I'm thinking about it, I just kind of get teary. And this is how it is going to look when it's done. This is the elevation that we chose. I love the open concept with the porch so that I can put my porch swing. And you guys, this house is just further proof to me that the Lord cares about the small details. For example, I've always wanted a big yard and some privacy, so that my boys can play. We can play soccer in the yard. And the contractor that was drawing out the plot of the land actually made a mistake, and so we ended up getting a way bigger lot than we were even hoping for or expecting. And so that was just a huge, what seems like a mishap to other people, such a tender mercy to me that we have that extra space, that extra privacy. We would have never been able to build something like this in the other lot. We just wouldn't have been able to afford it. And so to be able to get more than we even hoped or drew out in our minds or thought of, just every feature of this home and the way that the builders designed it and worked with us through this process, like, it's just exactly perfect for our family. It checks all the boxes, and there's really no cons. I really see no cons in it. Maybe I will in the future, but just even the smallest things, like I always wanted to do a little play area underneath the stairs, kind of like a Harry Potter play area for the boys, and they already included that in the build. I mean, just the smallest details, the smallest features, the colors of flooring, and just different things like that are just so perfect and tailored to our family. And I know there's no coincidences. I know that people could be like, oh, that's just a coincidence, but I don't believe that. I don't believe that there's any coincidence that this is the place we're going to live. And I'm so excited. It's more than I could have ever imagined and dreamed for our dream forever home. And I'm just so excited to move to Tooele and have this new experience and meet new people and be a part of a new community. It just feels so new and fresh and exciting, a little bit scary, but mostly just thrilling. And I love change. And this is just the change that I think we need in this phase of life, with another baby coming and hopefully more and more babies on the way in the future. So I'm just really overwhelmed with how perfect the situation has been. And I wouldn't trade a single day of feeling lost and confused and having no plan. I wouldn't trade any of those days, because I don't think I would appreciate what I have now as much. It's always been my deepest desire and dream to be a homemaker, to create a home, to create a place and a haven for my family. And I believe that's because my parents did such a good job of creating that environment for us. So to be able to hopefully, I mean, I could never be as incredible as my parents are, but hopefully come a little close to creating a space for my family to grow and to become who we were supposed to be, and make our home feel like a temple, and hang pictures of Jesus Christ. And I'm so excited, and it just feels so surreal. It feels unreal. It's an unbelievable dream. I didn't even know what was possible in this phase. So I'm just so excited. Only a couple more months for it to be finished, and I will keep you guys updated on the progress. In a couple weeks, we want to go back and visit and write some of our favorite scriptures and quotes on the beams, because I just believe in that visual of having a foundation in Christ. That's the only way that we'll be able to succeed. So anyways, I am so thankful. I'm so excited, and I can't wait to continue to share this with you guys. Yay! So wanted to share something I was really inspired by this week. I was listening to a podcast, and the speaker was talking about justice and mercy. Okay, and we hear that a lot in the gospel, right? There's justice and there's mercy. And, I personally tend to cleave and lean towards mercy. I like the beautiful sentiments that God is merciful, that he's forgiving, that he's loving. But I came to really see justice in a new light this week, because the speaker was saying that it's because of justice that sometimes the Lord can bless us more abundantly. And he went on to explain with that scripture, I, the Lord, am bound when you do what I say. But when you do not what I say, you have no promise. And he was saying that as long as we're keeping our covenants and striving to be righteous and fulfill our life's purpose in the most exact way that the Lord would have us do, striving to keep his commandments, being the best members that we can be, it's because of justice that we are blessed, because the Lord is bound when we do what he says. And I never thought of it that way. I always thought that because he loved us so unconditionally and so compassionately and deeply, that's where the blessings flowed from. And to hear it explained in that way that it's because of justice sometimes that we're blessed. Sometimes it's because of mercy. Sometimes we fail and the Lord is still so loving and still will help us, which just speaks to how incredible Heavenly Father is. But I've come to appreciate justice and mercy for the different roles that they play. And the incredible thing to me, the remarkable thing to me is that Father in heaven is so good at balancing both. He's so good at finding.
On a more somber note, my sweet Nonita passed away this week. And
that was the first thought
as
I kind of wanted
sad
to
as it
share.
is, and as much as I'm going to miss her so much, and our little talks over mate, and her laugh, and her
doing my personal
love and
study,
zeal
I
for
tend
life,
to cleave to
I
the more
know that she is with her family and her loved ones again, especially our beloved Frangie, her husband, and her daughter, and her children, and just all of her family. I know that they had a very sweet, beautiful reunion. And when we went and saw her in the viewing, she just looked so at peace and so beautiful. Death will never undo the bonds of an eternal family.
I gotta tell you the most exciting thing happening with my job. So, as you guys know, part of my job is I work as a social media marketer for the Tree of Life Vision / kind of more digital marketing. I just kind of do all of their marketing. And it's so fun. Content creation is such a passion of mine. It's something I can do at home. I just have the most gracious employers and I'm grateful. But anyways, so Angela is creating this series. It's called Why I Believe, and people can submit all different forms of art and music and, dancing, poetry, you name it, you can do it. If it's a gift and a talent of yours, she wants to see it. And the coolest part is it will take place in the background and setting of her studio. So this is an official call to all of you to submit. All you have to do is email ajstudiotour@gmail.com, and we'll go through. That's part of my job, is just to select some of the entries, and then we'll go ahead and repost them on our social media platforms. So I've been working extremely hard on this project, and I just finished editing the first video submission / entry, and oh guys, it just is so fun to do, and it's brought so much light into my life to see other people's talents and gifts being shared.
On a more somber note, our sweet Nonita passed away this past week, and we had her viewing, and as much as I miss her and will miss her lively little laugh and her just ability to make everybody around her feel so loved and so important, I'll miss our mate talks, and she's just the sweetest. But there's something so extraordinary about the thought of her being reunited with her incredible husband, our beloved Frangie, and other family members that were waiting for her on the other side of the veil. We could just feel and see in her eyes how content and happy and at peace she was. I love you, There truly is no end to eternal bonds of a family. Death cannot take that away. Death cannot separate us. I know that she's all around us, and I'm sure she is going to do some incredible things up there, and she already is. And we are all better for knowing her.
As Joseph Smith was receiving this revelation, it says that his countenance glowed. It says that as he received these things, his countenance glowed. And that just makes me so excited that if Joseph Smith, the prophet, can be refined, and a little bit of reprimanded was taking place here, right? If he can be refined and reprimanded and it makes him glow, it makes him have joy, then we need to look at the Lord's counsel to us that way, especially today. We need to be humble, and we need to listen, and we need to allow him to refine us by his pure intentions, because as we know, God's intentions are always pure. He just wants the best for us. The most beautiful promise is given to us at the end of this for keeping the word of wisdom. He's not just saying keep these things and keep them because I said. No, he's like, keep these things and the destroying angel will pass by you. And so we need to look at keeping the commandments, the wisdom from our prophet and our apostles, and the counsel given to us as something that's going to refine us and bring us promised blessings, because that will change the way that we view them, and it will change the way that we do them, right?
Regardless, the greatest creation our Father in heaven made was a temple, and it's called the body. And I think along with that, and having the blessings of health in the navel, and also running and not being weary, and walking and not faint, and the destroying angel shall pass by, we can have the ability to have revelation guide us.
Okay, and here's just some pictures that made me really happy in August. It was my bestie Bobby's birthday, and we went bowling like grandmas. And then Dallin came home. Brandon's brother Dallin came home. He got to meet Dawson. I got to meet Emily Bell Freeman, and that was just awesome. She happened to have her 2 boys in the exact same age and timeline as I did. So that was so cool to talk to her.
It's about time for that remix. They see me rolling.
As I mentioned before, my work is doing the Why I Believe project. It's incredible. Check out our Instagram to learn more. And everybody go watch this movie. It's phenomenal. And so is my boss, Angela. She's a visionary. I just love her. So guys, you made it to the end of this video. And again, things just that made me happy I included. This quote is amazing. It sums up how I feel. Thank you to my mom for sending it to me. You guys, this was a long video, and it's because this is going to be the last YouTube Eggs with Meg video that I make until after I have Levi. So hopefully next time I see you, I'll have him with me. We're gonna go bowling.
Oh,
Granny's
God.
going wild. The belly makes it so good.
Yes, it does.
Christ is alive in you. I love you guys so much, and I hope you know that it only takes an instant to feel the infinite love of Jesus Christ. And to add to that, because I love to add to that phrase, as you guys know, it only takes an instant to rededicate your life to Him, to rededicate your life to Christ. And I know that if you do, He will make more out of your life than you can ever possibly imagine or know. And I say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. I love you guys today. I'll see you guys next time, and I sure love you. Bye!